Hello and welcome to Inside Indonesia, brought to you by the Jakarta Globe. I'm your host, Lynn Newman. Today we're going to talk about the release of the film The Raid. And we have with us one of the stars of the movie as well as the director of The Raid, which is making a lot of headlines worldwide. Let's take a look at the trailer.
Selamat pagi. Mungkin Anda sudah mendengar kalau kita kedatangan tamu tak diundang. Selamat bekerja. Dan jangan lupa bersenang-senang.
I get a headache just the guy getting his 30 floors of chaos. My goodness. With us today is on my far right, Gareth Evans, who is the filmmaker who made the movie The Raid Redemption, and Joe Taslim, who's a local actor and a judo expert who plays the SWAT team sergeant in the film. And Gareth, welcome back to Inside Indonesia.
Thank you. Good to be back.
You were on the show several months ago when this phenomenon was just starting. And my goodness, it's taken off like a runaway train.
It's been a crazy couple of months, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, none of us could have expected the reaction that the film has gotten. It's just been, very overwhelming, but in a very, very good way.
Now, in the theaters here, it opened last Friday, and the movie's called The Raid.
Right, yeah.
But we noticed the trailer, for the U.S. trailer, that says The Raid Redemption.
Yeah, so in the U.S. it had to be called The Raid Redemption. Sony and ourselves, we both wanted to call it The Raid, but we couldn't get legal clearance on the title The Raid because somebody else already owned the title for it. And so we tried into the last minute to get it, but we couldn't. So we ended up having to call it something else. And we'd spent 5 months already raising awareness of this film called The Raid. So we felt like we better do something in order to kind of keep the original title as much as possible. So add-in Redemption was one of those ways where you could still have it as The Raid.
Just one of the many hassles you get into when you become successful.
I guess so, yeah.
But Joe, you got involved in this film. It was your third movie.
Yes, my third movie.
What do you think of the success of this? Did you expect this to happen?
Actually, it's really overwhelming when I was in Toronto for our first screening.
Yeah.
And then never expect that's gonna be huge response for everybody there. And we're trending for a couple of days in there. So what I thought is gonna be great. It's gonna be a good response because I know Merantau Films, they doing a really good project with ideals, perfections and things. But this response is I still, sometimes I talk to Gareth, I still can't believe this happened. So crazy.
Yeah, because I had kind of, to be honest, after you were on the show, I'd sort of forgotten about it for a while. And then the last couple of weeks, oh, wait a minute. And because I stumbled on it on the internet, I thought, wow, this thing is really taking off.
Yeah, it's kind of spiked for us. I mean, like when we came out last weekend, it's one of those things where it didn't matter how many different festivals we played at, and we had a lot of good responses. We played in like after Toronto, we ended up playing in a bunch of festivals across Europe and Asia as well, like Sitges and Busan, and then in January, Sony got us into Sundance. So we played Sundance, and that was like a nervous screening because I was wondering how they were going to react to it. Because we'd already played our sort of key genre festivals, but then this was like a different kettle of fish. This was like
it was like
you know,
the Sundance
it was a
is
mix in the audience, you know.
and Sundance is like the premier indie film festival traditionally in the
but
U.S.
Again, the response was great, and then we just got back from South by Southwest in Austin, Texas.
Do the hipsters love you? That's the hipster festival.
Yeah, they loved it. I mean, we had a screening at the Paramount, and the Paramount was this just incredible theater. They had like over like 1,200 seats, and almost all of them are filled. So it was a great atmosphere. It's kind of this weird communal thing where I get to meet a bunch of people who have the same kind of opinion of screen violence that I have as well. So it kind of proves then that I don't need therapy, I'm okay.
You don't need 30 floors of chaos is not necessarily unusual for these people.
Exactly. So it's nice because it means that all of the reviews and all of the comments, I can kind of use those, send them back to my mum and dad and say, I'm okay. I'm a normal guy. There's a lot of people like me.
And Joe, what sort of reaction is the film getting here at home, here in Indonesia?
Reactions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like for the first screening on 23rd, so it's really like a lot of people watch it. It's like because very good audiences, and then for the like this is already 7 days, and I've been there's so many people tweet me mentioned about it. It's like about the role, about the story and everything. All the response is crazy. They love it.
They love it. And
They love it.
The reviews have been good in Indonesia?
Yeah, I think
So far, yeah, and we've been really happy because it's like this when we released Merantau, that was our first movie. Like when we released it, like back then, you know, maybe like some kind of like naivety set in, but you know, we were really happy because we were getting pretty solid numbers and consistent numbers, like day by day. But then the Raid has been kind of performing 3 times what Merantau did, and like the numbers have been growing day by day. So we're like really excited and really happy that the Indonesian audiences are coming out and supporting the film. Because you know it's been a long time. Maybe like there was a movie a few weeks ago, Negeri Lima Menara, which kind of like did very well at the box office, and that kind of like reignited the audience's interest for local films. And to see them kind of embrace this film as well, it's very humbling for us too. So we're really happy that people are digging it. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I think it's fantastic, and I don't know if this is the first time, but certainly one of the few times that really kind of a combination of a foreign director and really a local film. I mean, there's nothing about this film that isn't local, is there?
Yeah,
just me.
Other than you.
Just me and my DOP. That's it. So yeah, we're the only bules on the shoot.
Yeah. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about how the Raid was made and what some of the critical reaction has been like abroad, and the choreography and a whole bunch of other stuff. You're on Inside Indonesia, brought to you by the Jakarta Globe. Stay with us.